Okay, I know this game has been out for like a long time, right? Like a really long time, probably not even a really long time, but like 2 years, something like that. I just really need to get this off of my chest because I feel as though even though they just dropped the definitive edition, I doubt they're going to put out any more updates. I'd be surprised if they do put out updates. Actually, if they do, as far as like buffing and nerfing characters. But I just need to get on here and just talk about the I think is the worst character in this game right now, and I would really appreciate if they would fix this freaking character, bro. You're probably like, Li Mei? Li Mei's the worst. I can think of people that's worse than Li Mei. You can't. You simply cannot. She's worse than Omni Man, and she's worse than all the other characters that you are currently thinking about. Everybody has gotten a buff in some kind of way in this game for the most part, except for her. She's still garbage. But let's just kind of get into it, right? Let's get into it. So first we got this, right? This, right? So this is like plus. That's plus. If you finish it, it's negative, but you can they can't take their turn back. You can block. You're good to go. Great move. Usually people do this, right? Come back and they do that. Actually, this makes it even better. Boom. So this right here. This right here. Start up fast. +2, right? Good to go, right? +2, +2. You finish it, negative, but you're not unsafe, right? The issue with this, there's not an issue. It's actually the best thing that she has. The rest that we're going to get to is actually a little bit worse. We'll get to that. Don't worry about that. So next we have this. Now this is good too. +6. Amazing move, right? Follow up with this. Good, right? Not mad about that either. You can do this. Go into that. You can go into this. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Also one of her great moves. Now where we start losing, you'll see a certain theme continues. So now we have this, right? -6, you're good for the most part. Only a few people can actually punish that move. You're good. You're safe. Then we move on to this, right? Plus, right? Plus. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, "Oh, that's another +3 move. That looks amazing," it's not. It's not. Now you might be thinking, "Well, Trey, it sets you up for this." Well, here's the thing. This is while plus not going to get you anywhere. Like, you're really just going to be spamming this. Like I said, you're going to see an issue, though. It all sees gravy. You're going to see an issue. Don't worry about that. So, as you just seen, we have this. This is 3-4-3 or something like that. I forget. I get X and circle mixed up a lot. But it's 3-4-3 or 4-3-4. It's one of them. +7. +7? Yeah, +3, my bad. +3, the most you can do after doing that is this, because it's the only move that I actually reach. And it's another plus move. Leads into like basically a couple frame traps. Pretty nice. Here's the issue. You wouldn't do that because you could just do this. That's -5. And you should probably do this over this. Why, Trey? Like I said, wait and we'll get into it. Now next we have this. -6, like again, only like a couple people in the game can punch this, probably like 2 or 3 at best, not even a lot. And then the alternative to that is this, which is your launcher and how you're going to do your combos, right? This is how most people start their combos up. So we did get a slight rework, to one of her moves, to where now she can do this, which is also a launcher, a horrible one, might I add, because it takes too long for you to get in the air to do your most damaging air combo. So that was completely useless. Might I add also, it's still an unsafe move. It's at -7, which means everybody can punish that. Everybody. Quite literally, I'm pretty sure almost everybody in this game can punish that. But I digress. This is a far-reaching overhead, right? Now you can, if you want to, I forgot how to do it though. How the heck do you hold X? So you can cancel it and go into that, right? Real nice, I forgot you can actually do that, but I mean, bit of a head game, but it's useless because again, you'll see. Yeah, did I forget any other move? I think that might have been that. Okay, so that is it. That's it. Now, I'm not going to get to her special moves because her special moves aren't really the issue here. It's her normal attack strings. Now, if you have played Li Mei, you probably already know what the issue is with her. So for the people in the back, let me go ahead and say it. Every single one of these moves that she's doing right now have a gap. This, I'll even show. Yeah, armor. What else? This. Armor. This. Armor. This. Armor. You're starting to see the issue here. Armor. My bad. Wrong one. Right, hit you up if you want to do it. Now that can't be armored through. That's like one of the many ones that cannot be armored through, nor can this one. Those are the only two. But every single other move that I just showed you is armor throughable. Even this one, armor through. You have to not complete any of your moves to be able to do anything. As a rushdown character, that's an issue. And I know you might be thinking, well, like, they can't just give you plus frames, Trey, and, you know, you're not able to do anything. 2 words, Johnny Cage. This man can stay in your face 24/7 and not even have to worry about you pressing anything. You have to guess correctly 89% of the time to actually get out of the corner from Johnny Cage. If she gets you in the corner, there's like 30 different gaps, as you just seen, that you can get armored through, and it's not even funny. And to make it worse, they're all of her plus moves. So then it doesn't even matter that they're plus anymore. Look at this, even this one. Like, what? And I know y'all might be thinking, like, well, maybe that's not what her character was supposed to be. Well, what was she supposed to be? Because she sure enough was supposed to be a neutral character. As you can see, that's not reaching, that's not reaching, that's not reaching. I'm really confused as to what her role was supposed to be when they put her as a rushdown character. And now you could say, well, I think she was supposed to be a rushdown character that had a bit of range on her. No, this doesn't get range. This doesn't get range. This is a projectile that kind of depends on who you're facing against. And this is like the only thing that can help you get in. But here's the issue with this move. It takes forever to start up. Like 14 frames. Do you know how slow that is? I don't think you understand how slow that is. Like, this projectile is 19 frames. You telling me that the move that she uses to get in and stop you from, like, projectiling her is almost the same speed as her projectile? And what way does that make sense? It quite literally does not make sense. I don't get it. And then the data is like, oh my bad, wrong one. Excuse me. Yeah, either way it go, it's stupid, right? It's so stupid. But I digress. So you can't get in doing this. You can't get in doing this. You can't get in doing this. So you're probably wondering, what are you supposed to do? Well, I will show you. Turn that off and keep this on. I will show you what most people do with her. They don't finish the stream at all. They do this, and maybe if you catch them lacking, then you can finish this. You know, this has a gap, but obviously most people just kind of do this. So guess what? You don't even get the benefit of being able to do that low, which I don't know why this is a mid anyway, not a low. And then what else is there? I mean, most people also just try to bait with this to, you know, try to catch you slipping. You cannot open anybody up with Li Mei is the main issue here. Li Mei thing, her entire thing, is that she hits like a dump truck with the right cameo, and sometimes even just by herself she can hit like a dump truck if she's in the corner, no, depending on where she's at. But she hits like a dump truck. She's like a 2 or 3 tap character. 2 or 3 combos for the most part, and you're kind of dead if I'm being real. But the issue is you can't get any of those combos. And now there's probably a different group of people saying, well, if she's a high damaging character, then she shouldn't be able to open you up that easily, right? Natara and Farah, Scorpion and Farah, Ermac and Janet. The list can go on. Baraka and Cyrax, Baraka and Scorpion, Omni-Man and Janet. There's a Oh yeah, can't forget Johnny Cage, Cyrax, and Janet. There's a lot of characters in this game that hit like a dump truck. Oh my bad, almost forgot Noob and Janet. There's a lot of characters in this game that hit like dump trucks and can easily open you up without an issue. I'm not seeing why Li Mei is the only character that has to play to that, standard of unless you like seriously bait somebody out, you're not getting the damage you're supposed to be getting. And they have done nothing to try to fix it whatsoever. They really have just sat there and said, I don't know, figure it out, man. Like, what? Now, if you are curious as to which cameos make her better or make it easier for her to open people up, the only way I could see you using a cameo to help open people up is two characters. Now, one of them would be Sujinko. I personally use Sujinko for two reasons. One, really because he's fun and nobody uses him. But the second one is because he gets everybody's moves. Now, this is the more roundabout, taxing way of doing this because when you play Sujinko, you have to know what everybody's moves he steals. At least you have to know at least two moves. You have to know the move that does the combo launcher, and you have to know the move that will open people up. Knowing everybody's two moves in the game isn't impossible, nor is it going to be directly that hard. It's just going to be really tedious. So a lot of times with Yujinko, I have no choice but to do stuff, bruh, something like that, then uppercut twice, then come back, do that. Now, like I said, she hits pretty hard, don't get me wrong. And like, y'all might be saying that's not a lot, but you have to remind yourself that's like a one bar combo. So if I do something like this, ooh, so whatever, you get the idea. I don't feel like doing it. It's Sujinko. So Sujinko also, he can do that to do the stun. He can also do, not that, he can also do this as an overhead to try to, switch it up. So you can do that, go into the overhead, it's a three-way mix. But you get no combo damage off of that. So the entire time, you're kind of just, betting on little openings like that. Now your second choice of cameo, Sector, is also a good option too. Now Sector, obviously for the Rockets, leaves you with a lot of pressure to be able to work off of. So now you have this rocket that leaves you plus, you can go into this, call into this. If they armor through it, now you can't really do anything. Leave yourself plus right there. It's a lot of things you could do. You have this, which that's unsafe, but it helps you to get back in when people are trying to zone you out. It's a lot of stuff that Sector can also help you with. Then you can do this, that. It's good, right? It's just good. So, he's for pressure. He's not more so for combos, but you can get some pretty decent combos with him, though they don't do a lot of damage and they are pretty situational. Your third and final one, if we're talking opening people up, but we already know Farrah, but Frost would be your next one. Now, with Frost, you're kind of betting on people to bite on your mixes. Here's the issue: she doesn't have any mixes. So mainly you would use this right here, or you would use not even that because that's not an overhead. So the only mix you have is that. This right here is your only mix, and you have to live or die by this mix. If they fake out, do that. If they think you're going overhead, cool, you just got an overhead. And that overhead is probably what they're going to block less of because they're not going to get hit by a full combo. So Frost is your mix factor one, basically to keep yourself safe. Now, I do have one more, so a good option. Sub-Zero gives you more defensive options to open it up. And you might be thinking, well, why does he do that? Because of this one move right here. This right here gives you pressure and it gets you in close with people also. Not to mention, since you have this, any kind of, I think it's an overhead, high, mid, or a throw, and you basically get you know, a free combo as soon as they touch you. I think once somebody throws you though, you're good. High, mid, overhead, and jumping attacks. Okay, so basically a throw and a low kick will stop this. Will stop this. Yeah. But that's, I mean, unless you really want to go for like the cheesier people, that's really all your options is. That's really it. And I hate it because this character is actually super fun with like whoever you choose to play. That's the worst part. So if you want to use Sub-Zero to get free combos, by all means, go ahead, bro. Like, look at this. Look at these fun combos. Like, you see that? Like that's a fun, like that's such a fun combo, bro. And mind you, that combo guaranteed once they hit. You don't even have to worry about like, I missed. Oh my God, Trey, do the combo. He goes up so high when he hits that. It's kind of hard. Ugh. Look at that. 41 damage, bro. And you only had to use one bar. Like, it's such cool combos that you can do with every cameo with her that is so cool. But guess what? You will never get to see yourself do them because she sucks. I don't know, man. That's just how I feel. Now, if we could get this to Ed Boon in some kind of way, I will be pretty happy. I know the game is towards the end of its cycle, again I say. But yeah, let's try to do something. Because this is unbearable. Or just come out with a new Injustice or Mortal Kombat at this point, because this is like, I can't. But you get that deal. Oh yeah, almost forgot to throw this in here for anybody who wants to play Li Mei. I'm not trying to stop you or like, you know, kind of tell you not to play her. This is more so of a warning that if you do play her, you will probably not gonna lie, you probably will throw your controller. Um you will throw your controller. That I'm just letting you know. You will throw your controller. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because there will be a lot of times when you're trying to do what you're trying to do, and it just won't work out. For instance, this uppercut, she has stubby arms, so that uppercut is not hitting most of the times. Stubby arms means that she cannot anti-air somebody out of the air for real. You have to do this kick to do that, and sometimes even that doesn't work. So really, your best option is this kick to anti-air somebody, or obviously this. This right here is what you're using to anti-air people all the time. All the time. But, you know, everybody knows that already, whatever. But your main issue is quite literally going to be her stubby arms. Her stubby arms, to be a rushdown character, is going to be what gets you the most. So, hey, good luck with that. You know, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Just a little thing I had to get off my chest that I wanted to say to somebody. Like, subscribe if y'all want to hear me complain about more annoying characters in video games. I will be very happy to, because I think a lot of people are, yeah. Anyway, y'all be good.